You're listening to Strange Stories, Episode 3, UFO Sighting in Palalda, France.
On April 22, 1957, an otherwise ordinary day in Palalda, a small village nestled at the foot of the Pyrénées, was marked by an event that would disrupt the tranquility of its inhabitants. On that day, the farming couple, Mr. and Mrs. Firmin Basu, witnessed a mysterious phenomenon that would remain etched in their memories and those of the entire community. As they went about their usual tasks in a hut on the edge of their vineyard, Mrs. Alisla Basu was interrupted by an unusual sound, like a distant and unsettling roar. Intrigued, she ventured outside to discover a scene as fascinating as it was terrifying. A whirlwind of blue and red flames, like a dragon's fire, tore through the peaceful sky of Palalda. Quickly calling her husband, the couple watched in astonishment as the spectacle unfolded before them. A cone of swirling flames of impressive size seemed to emerge from the depths of the sky, slowly descending towards their vineyard. As the mysterious object hovered above the vineyards, just a few meters from the ground, it caused tumultuous agitation among the grapevines and the surrounding earth. Leaves rustled, branches swayed, as if nature itself was responding to the call of the unknown. For a minute that seemed endless, the strange apparition remained motionless, defying all logic and rational explanation. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the object took flight, slowly moving away in the direction of the south before disappearing over the horizon. The witnesses, shaken by this encounter with the unknown, could only speculate on the nature of this extraordinary phenomenon.
You're listening to Strange Stories, Episode 3, UFO Sighting in Palalda, France.
As part of the investigation into the strange phenomenon that occurred in Palalda in 1957, Jimmy Guieu met with key witnesses and conducted field investigations. Accompanied by Mr. Jacques Verpillot, an investigator from the CIE Ouranos in Marseille, and Paul Jobert, a retired magistrate, the team visited the Amélie-les-Bains gendarmerie to share their findings. During the interview with Adjutant Mahou and gendarmes Poudat and Barbet, Jimmy Guieu relayed the statements of the eyewitnesses, recorded on a tape recorder. The investigative team was surprised by the initial silence of the witnesses, which they attributed to their fear of being ridiculed. However, they agreed to make an official statement to the gendarmerie, which conducted its on-site investigation on Saturday, May 11th. This case bears striking similarities to the observation in Vins-sur-Caramy. In Vins, a metallic and conical craft was reported, while in Palalda, a cone of swirling flames concealed the craft. These observations recall the classic features of flying saucers, often surrounded by a luminous or flaming halo, likely linked to ionization phenomena. Another similarity lies in the effect on the ground. The Earth was violently swept and swept away by the craft. However, in Palalda, the recorded magnetic deviation was much more pronounced, reaching 30 degrees, compared to the few degrees observed in Vins. These differences, despite similar appearances, suggest distinct propulsion mechanisms. It is interesting to note that the accounts of the Palalda witnesses were corroborated by their impeccable reputation in the village. Furthermore, the damaged state of the local fence rules out the possibility that the unusual disturbance reported was caused by normal vibrations. Thus, although the craft observed in Palalda and Vins share common characteristics, their mechanical manifestations appear to diverge. This reinforces the hypothesis that they are both powered by a device using a magnetic field, but with specificities unique to each observation.
You're listening to Strange Stories, Episode 3, UFO Sighting in Palalda, France.
In the conclusions of the investigative team led by Jimmy Guieu, they cannot ignore the profound implications of the mysterious events in Palalda. With no earthly nation possessing aerospace technologies using a similar propulsion system, it is logical to conclude that these crafts originate from elsewhere, from another world. This new type of craft, which is beginning to manifest in a singular manner, raises fascinating questions about our place in the universe. It is crucial that witnesses to such phenomena come forward without hesitation so we can gather valuable information for our inquiry commission, as well as for competent authorities such as the gendarmerie, police, and the press, stated Jimmy Guieu. In an important addendum, a new magnetic examination conducted 1 month after the initial events reveals intriguing discoveries. A reversed magnetic deviation was observed at the base of one of the metal stakes, suggesting a notable disturbance of the local magnetic field. These results strangely echo those obtained in Vins, highlighting the possibility that the proximity of the crafts may impact the magnetism of surrounding objects.
You're listening to Strange Stories, Episode 3, UFO Sighting in Palalda, France,